Hello, everyone. Today we are going to deal with the first topics of the school chemistry course in a quick and clear way. This is a long series of educational videos. Entertainment and popular science content will be in a different format of video. Atoms of a certain kind are called a chemical element. Each chemical element has its own name and symbol. For example, atoms of the chemical element hydrogen are designated H from the word hydrogenium. Nitrogen, N, from the word nitrogenium. Latin and English names of an element may not coincide. Atoms do not change during chemical reactions, i.e., there is no transformation of one atom into another. An atom is the smallest chemically indivisible particle of matter. Atoms in the universe and on Earth are not evenly distributed, so there may be more of some elements than others. For example, the Earth's crust has the most atoms of oxygen and silicon. Most known substances are made up of molecules. A molecule is the smallest particle of a substance that has its chemical properties and is made up of atoms connected by chemical bonds. Knowing the composition of a molecule, you can write its formula. For example, for water, read by the letters of the elements as H2O. For carbon dioxide, it would be CO2. For calcium oxide, calcium O. The notion that substances are built from the smallest particles, atoms, chemically indivisible particles, and molecules, particles composed of atoms, constitute the atomic molecular theory, which was formulated in the 19th century by the great scientist John Dalton. Here are its main theses. All substances are made up of tiny particles, atoms. Atoms are indivisible and indestructible particles that make up all chemical substances. Atoms of the same element are identical. All atoms of the same element have the same mass and properties. Atoms of different elements differ in mass and other characteristics. Chemical compounds are formed by combining atoms of different elements in certain ratios. Atoms combine in simple numerical integer ratios, such as 1.1, 1.2, etc., to form compounds. A chemical reaction is a rearrangement of atoms. During a chemical reaction, atoms are neither created nor destroyed. They are simply rearranged to form new substances. The law of constancy of the composition of substances of molecular structure. The composition of a substance is constant and does not depend on the way it is obtained. Based on this, we will classify substances. Pure substances are divided by their composition into simple and complex substances. Simple substances are formed by atoms of only one element. For example, iron, oxygen, nitrogen. Some chemical elements can form more than one simple substance. This phenomenon is called allotropy, and simple substances formed by one chemical element are called allotropes. For example, oxygen and ozone, carbon, diamond, graphite, etc. Simple substances are divided into metals and nonmetals. Metals are distinguished from nonmetals by their special properties: metallic luster, malleability, good thermal and electrical conductivity. Nonmetals are poor conductors of electric current and heat, and in the solid state of the impact crumble. Complex substances are much more numerous and diverse. Complex substances consist of atoms of different chemical elements. Complex substances are divided into organic and inorganic. Organic compounds necessarily include carbon and hydrogen. Examples of organic compounds: acetic acid, ethanol, benzene. Inorganic: quartz, oxygen, sulfuric acid, soda. Atomic and molecular weights. Atoms are very small, so their masses are expressed in unusual units. For convenience, the unit of measure used is 1/12 of the mass of a 12C carbon atom. This unit is called the Dalton unit, or Unified Atomic Mass Unit. The mass of an atom is compared to 1 Dalton, thus finding AR. AR is the standard atomic weight. It is a dimensionless quantity. That is, AR indicates how many times an atom is heavier than 1 Dalton. For example, AR of hydrogen equals 1, AR of fluorine equals 19, AR of oxygen equals 16. To find the numerical value of atomic mass, multiply AR by 1 Dalton. Molecular weight shows how many times the mass of a molecule is greater than 1 Dalton. Molecular weight is equal to the sum of the standard atomic weights of the elements forming a given compound, taking into account the number of atoms of each element. Mr of water equals 2 Ar of hydrogen plus Ar of oxygen equals 2 multiplied by 1 plus 16 equals 18. Molecular weights of simple substances having non-molecular structure, as well as sulfur and phosphorus, are considered to be equal to their relative atomic weights. You can see examples on the screen. In the next video, we will analyze mass fractions, the law of conservation of mass, and types of chemical reactions. Subscribe to continue learning chemistry from one of the strongest chemistry schools, created and taught to school children in Russia. Videos with chemical experiments will also appear on the channel soon. If you have any questions, wishes, or suggestions, write in the comments.